Namaskar. Good evening, viewers. You are watching Sansad TV and this is the news with me, Rajiv Kumar. Over the next 30 minutes, we will take a look at all the latest from India and across the world. Let us get started with the headlines. Supreme Court upholds a government decision on demonetization, says decision-making process not flawed. Consultation went on for 6 months between the government and RBI before issuing notification. NIA probing terror attack in Rajouri, 10 lakh ex gratia, government job announced for next of kin of victims, 6 killed in 2 attacks on civilians at Dangri village in Rajouri. Terrorism, major threat to international peace and security, says External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar in Vienna, asserts effects of cross-border terrorism can't be contained within a region. Markets zoom up on first trading day of the new year. BSE Sensex climbs 327 points. NSE Nifty advances 92 points. GST revenues grow 15% to rupees 1.49 lakh crore in December. And Srinagar shivers at -5 degrees Celsius. J&K's Mughal Road closed for winter due to heavy rainfall. Cold wave intensifies in North India, including Punjab, Haryana, Rajasthan and Bihar. Some speed news now in our flash segment. With an increase of 16% over corresponding period of last year, Indian Railways earn over 1,20,000 crore rupees from freight loading in the current financial year till last month. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to address the 108th Indian Science Congress at 10:30 a.m. on Tuesday through video conferencing, ISC being organized at Nagpur this year. India's cruise tourism sector is all set to embark on a grand new journey, says government. Over 1,000 waterways being developed in the country to make modern cruise ships sail in Indian rivers. A live bombshell found near Kansal and Nayagaon Tea Point in Chandigarh this evening, area not more than 2 kilometers from Punjab CM Bhagwant Man's residence. India makes it mandatory for passengers from 6 high-risk nations to upload COVID-19 report 72 hours before flight. Television actor Shahjahan Khan arrested for allegedly abetting the suicide of co-actor Tunisha Sharma, moves court for bail, hearing to take place in Vasai town on January 7th. Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva sworn in as the new president of Brazil, the 3rd time he has held the country's highest office. A mid-air collision between 2 helicopters near Main Beach on the Gold Coast, south of Brisbane, Australia, leaves 4 people dead and 3 others in critical condition. Dozens of inmates escape while at least 14, including 4 prisoners, killed in an attack on a prison in northern Mexico. Gunmen suspected to be members of a drug cartel. A third of the global economy will be in recession this year, warns the head of the International Monetary Fund, Kristalina Georgieva, says 2023 will be tougher than the last year. On to our top story. The Supreme Court has upheld the government's 2016 decision to demonetize the rupees 1,000 and rupees 500 notes. In a 4-1 majority verdict, a 5-judge bench of the Supreme Court said that the decision, being the executive's economic policy, cannot be reversed. The court said that the notification dated 8th of November 2016 on demonetization cannot be said to be unreasonable and struck down on the ground of decision-making process. The bench, headed by Justice S.A. Nazir, said that centre's decision-making process cannot be flawed as there was consultation between the Reserve Bank of India and the Union government. Justice B.V. Nagaratnatha dissented from the majority judgment on the point of the centre's powers under Section 26(2) of the RBI Act. The top court's judgment came on a batch of 58 petitions challenging the demonetization exercise.
सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन बेंच ने उनको 6 क्वेश्चंस में कन्वर्ट कर दिया और उन्होंने सारे क्वेश्चंस को नोटबंदी के फेवर में डिसीजन दिया. उन्होंने कहा कि जो सेक्शन 26(2) की पावर है वो बाकायदा उसके अंदर है कि सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट कैन नोटिफाई और ऑन द रिकमेंडेशन ऑफ आरबीआई, और रिकमेंडेशन आरबीआई का इस मैटर में उनके हिसाब से 4 जजेस के हिसाब से पाया गया. उन्होंने कहा कि ये जो एक्सरसाइज पावर का एक्सरसाइज हुआ है ये प्रॉपर है और कोई कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन का वायलेशन नहीं है.
The BJP on Monday hailed the Supreme Court order upholding demonetization as historic.
आज सुप्रीम कोर्ट का एक बहुत ही महत्वपूर्ण फैसला आया है जिसमें उन्होंने 2016 के नरेंद्र मोदी सरकार के ऐतिहासिक फैसले जिसमें 500 और 1000 के नोट को डिसर्कुलेट किया गया था, डिमोनेटाइज किया गया था, उसकी वैधानिकता को चुनौती देने वाले सारे याचिकाओं को अस्वीकार कर दिया है.
नोटबंदी के फैसले की प्रक्रिया को सही ठहराया है. फैसले पर कोई टिप्पणी माननीय सर्वोच्च न्यायालय ने नहीं की है. हमारी आपत्ति, इस देश की आपत्ति परिणाम पर थी कि नोटबंदी से हुआ क्या, इस देश को क्या हासिल हुआ.
Those behind the terror attack in Jammu and Kashmir's Dangri village will not be unpunished, Lieutenant Governor Manoj Sinha said on Monday. He also announced rupees 10 lakh ex gratia and a government job to the next of kin of the civilians killed in the incident. On Sunday evening, terrorists opened fire on 3 houses in the area in Rajouri district, killing 4 civilians and injuring 6. Another attack took place today near the house of one of the victims of the Sunday's attack in Dangri village. A 4-year-old child was killed and 7 people, 3 of them children, were injured in the IED explosion. Officials said a team of National Investigation Agency has reached Dangri and is conducting a probe into the attack. The army and police are conducting a massive search operation. As per locals, 2 terrorists are involved in the attack.
मामले की जांच चल रही है. हमने पूरे एरिया को कॉर्डन किया हुआ है. आर्मी, सीआरपीएफ, पुलिस सभी ने एरिया को कॉर्डन किया हुआ है और तलाशी अभियान जारी है. ज्यादा जानकारी तलाशी अभियान के बाद दी जाएगी.
कितने लोग हो सकते हैं इसमें, अभी तक क्या जानकारी?
2 आतंकियों की जानकारी अभी मिली है जो स्थानीय लोगों ने बताया है.
आपको भरोसा देता हूं कि 1 साल तक जाएंगे. पूरे मामले की गहराई तक जाकर जितनी कठोरतम और प्रभावी कार्रवाई संभव वो की जाएगी. परिवारों को अपना परिवार मान करके प्रशासन जो भी करना होगा वो निश्चित रूप से होगा.
External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar has asserted that the effects of cross-border terrorism cannot be contained within a region, especially when they are deeply connected to narcotics and illegal weapons trade and other forms of international crimes. Making an apparent reference to Pakistan, Jaishankar said that India's experiences and insights are useful to others as the epicenter of terrorism is located so close to India. Jaishankar was addressing a joint press conference with his Austrian counterpart Alexander Schleckenberg in Vienna during his visit. Jaishankar said they had an open and productive discussion on issues like threats to international peace and security that include cross-border terrorism, violent extremism, radicalization and fundamentalism.
Let me underline that we view Austria as a serious and consequential partner when it comes to bilateral cooperation. We have also today had open and productive discussions on a range of regional and global situations. By and large, I would say our approaches are similar, though obviously we are located in different regions and we have our particular compulsions. I appreciate the exchanges we've had both today and yesterday on Ukraine, on the Middle East, on South Asia and the Indo-Pacific. They have brought out the significant convergences in our thinking. We spoke at some length on the threats to international peace and security that is posed by terrorism, including its cross-border practices, by violent extremism, radicalization, and fundamentalism. Their effects cannot be contained within a region, especially so when they are deeply connected to narcotics and illegal weapons trade and other forms of international crime. Since the epicenter is located so close to India, naturally our experiences and insights are useful to others.
The Delhi police has been granted 3-day custody of 5 accused in the case of death of a woman after she was dragged by a car. The incident took place on Sunday. The accused have been booked on charges of culpable homicide, not amounting to murder, causing death by negligence and criminal conspiracy. Police said a medical board has been constituted to conduct the post-mortem, after which fresh charges could be added against the accused. The 20-year-old woman died after her scooty was hit by a car. Her leg got entangled in one of the wheels of the car and she was dragged for a few kilometers in outer Delhi's Sultanpuri. The Delhi Commission for Women sent a notice to the Delhi police on the case.
जो 5 एक्यूज्ड हैं, इनकी 3 दिन की पुलिस कस्टडी मिली है, जो फर्दर इन्वेस्टिगेशन करेंगे। उस इन्वेस्टिगेशन के आधार पर जो भी नए तथ्य आएंगे और जो फॉरेंसिक टीम्स और लीगल टीम्स हैं, उनके असिस्टेंट्स के बाद जो पुलिस अपना काम है, पुलिस इन्वेस्टिगेशन जल्दी से जल्दी कंप्लीट करेगी और उसके बाद कोर्ट में रिपोर्ट चार्जशीट सबमिट करेगी और पूरी हमारे एफर्ट्स रहेंगे, सारी तरह के एविडेंस कलेक्ट किए जाएंगे, जो फिजिकल एविडेंस हैं, ओरल एविडेंस हैं या जो सीसीटीवी बेस्ड जो एविडेंस हैं, सारे एविडेंस के आधार पर एविडेंस कलेक्ट करने के बाद हम जो अभियुक्त हैं उनको कड़ी से कड़ी सजा दिलवाएंगे।
Protesters gathered outside the Sultanpuri police station today and blocked traffic, demanding punishment for the culprits. Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal termed it the rarest of rare crime and demanded the strictest punishment for those behind the incident.
मैं उम्मीद करता हूं कि और अपील करता हूं कि चाहे जितने भी रसूख वाले क्यों ना हों जो दोषी हैं, उनको सख्त से सख्त सजा मिलनी चाहिए। ऐसा ये तो रेयरेस्ट ऑफ रेयर क्राइम्स में आता है, ऐसे लोगों को तो फांसी की सजा मिलनी चाहिए।
Severe cold wave conditions have gripped Punjab and Haryana with a sharp dip in minimum temperatures at many places. A thick blanket of fog enveloped parts of both the states and Chandigarh in the morning hours, reducing visibility. Bathinda was the coldest place in Punjab with a minimum temperature of 0.4 degrees Celsius, while Mandkola in Haryana registered a minimum of minus 1.3 degrees Celsius. Chandigarh, the common capital of the two states, recorded a low of 6.5 degrees Celsius. Dense fog also affected traffic in both states. The Met Department has said that cold wave conditions and fog will continue to sweep Punjab, Uttar Pradesh and Bihar. Cold wave will also continue in Rajasthan. Delhi is also expected to be hit by a fresh spell of a cold wave from Tuesday, with a further drop in temperature. In Jammu and Kashmir, the historical Mughal Road that connects twin border districts of Rajouri, Poonch with the Shopian district of Kashmir Valley has been closed for the winter season due to heavy snowfall. Vice President Jagdeep Dhankar met with the employees of his secretariat and wished them a happy new year. Sweets were also distributed to the employees on the occasion. Vice President also urged them to contribute towards nation building. Share markets began the new year on a strong note today. The Sensex climbed 327.05 points or 0.54% to settle at 61,167.79. Similarly, the broader NSE Nifty advanced 92.15 points or 0.51% to 18,197.45. Meanwhile, the collections from GST grew 15% to rupees 1.49 lakh crore in December 2022, indicating improved manufacturing output and consumption demand besides better compliance. And time now for a quick look at some more news from across the nation. Rajya Sabha Deputy Chairman Harivansh will represent India at the Conference of Speakers and Presiding Officers of Commonwealth countries to be held in Canberra, Australia from January 3rd to 6th. This year, the discussion at the conference will focus on the work of parliamentarians in the context of COVID-19 pandemic. The Supreme Court today agreed to hear on Wednesday a plea filed by Uttar Pradesh government challenging the Allahabad High Court judgment on conducting the urban local body polls without reservation for other backward classes. The Uttar Pradesh government last week had set up a 5-member commission for providing reservation to OBCs in the urban local body elections. 11 coaches of Bandra terminus Jodhpur Suryanagri Express train derailed in Rajasthan in the early hours today. The express train derailed between Rajkiawas Bomadra section of Jodhpur division at 3:27 a.m. today. Northwestern Railway informed that no casualties have been reported in the incident. Buses were arranged for stranded passengers so that they reach their destinations. India's manufacturing sector activity rose to a 13-month high in December, supported by healthy inflows of new business and strong demand conditions, according to a monthly survey. The seasonally adjusted S&P Global India Manufacturing Purchasing Managers Index PMI stood at 57.8 in December, up from 55.7 in November, as business conditions improved to the greatest extent in over 2 years. India has recorded 173 new coronavirus infections, while the active cases have declined to 2,670 according to Union Health Ministry data updated on Monday. The total death count stands at 5,30,707 with 2 new fatalities, one reconciled by Kerala and one reported by Uttarakhand in the last 24 hours. Time now for a short break in the bulletin. Lots more on the other side. Do stay tuned.
The India startup story. Powerful ideas, dynamic solutions, innovation, enterprise. Its success and challenges. Packed in a brand new show, The Journey of Startups, only on Sansad TV.
Welcome back. Let's take a look now at all the latest from the Russia-Ukraine conflict. Expressing deep concern over the ongoing Ukraine conflict, External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar said that India is on the side of peace. He said that since the beginning of the conflict, New Delhi's effort has been to return to dialogue and diplomacy, as differences cannot be settled through violence. Jaishankar said this while addressing the members of the Indian diaspora in Vienna. The minister said that Prime Minister Narendra Modi has spoken on various occasions to both Russian and Ukrainian presidents, saying that it is no longer an era of war. India has reportedly called on Russia and Ukraine to return to the path of diplomacy and dialogue and end their ongoing conflict.
There's a lot, and you know, you people know it much better because many of you have professional insights into this society. That what is it? How do we really leverage this relationship to take India forward? It's not only this relationship, but I think there is a lot that Austria has deservedly a very good reputation, and we certainly want to use that for our mutual benefit.
Russian drones targeted critical infrastructure in Ukraine's capital and surrounding areas as Moscow extended its constant bombardment into a second day in 2023. Energy infrastructure facilities were damaged in Kiev and other areas, causing power and heating outages. Ukrainian military said Ukraine's air defense systems destroyed 20 aerial objects above Kiev early on Monday. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky said that his country's forces downed 45 Iranian-built Shahed drones launched by Russia on the first day of 2023. He went on to praise his country's togetherness and said he felt Russia was losing the war. Thanking the Air Force pilots of Ukraine, Zelensky said that Russia will not be able to take away their independence. He added that Ukraine's unity and sense of purpose contrasts sharply with the fear that prevails throughout Russia. Russian forces destroyed Ukrainian facilities involved in the manufacture of drones on the last day of 2022. Russia's defense ministry said on Sunday. Spokesman Igor Konoshenkov said that a strike with high precision, long-range air-launched weapons was launched at the facilities of the military-industrial complex of Ukraine involved in the manufacture of attack unmanned aerial vehicles. He also claimed that since the beginning of Russia's invasion, 355 aircraft, 199 helicopters and 2,779 unmanned aerial vehicles had been destroyed. And let's take a look now at some more developments from across the globe. Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva of the Workers' Party has been sworn in as the president of Brazil for a 4-year term on Sunday. After the inauguration ceremony, Lula said in his speech at the National Congress that the new government will convey confidence to the people. He said that the government will set out to reconstruct the country and restart various social security programs to eliminate inequality and strive to achieve economic growth. In October, Lula da Silva was elected president with 50.9% of the vote, while then President Jair Bolsonaro obtained 49.1%. The chief of the European Union visited Croatia on Sunday to celebrate the immense achievements of the last nation admitted to the EU. Croatia switched to using the euro and joined the world's largest passport-free travel area on New Year's Day. European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen met with leaders of Croatia and Slovenia at the Bregana border crossing between the two Balkan countries, which became obsolete in the first minutes of 2023 as the Schengen area was expanded to include Croatia. Israeli forces killed a Hamas militant and another Palestinian during clashes near the occupied West Bank city of Jenin on Monday. The fatalities in Kafrudan village were the first for Palestinians since Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu retook office last week as the head of a hard-right coalition. The clashes took place when the army came to demolish the homes of two slain gunmen. Troops shot at Palestinians in Kafrudan, who attacked them with gunfire, rocks and firebombs. There were no Israeli casualties in the incident. The body of a former Pope Benedict was moved from the Mater Ecclesia monastery inside the Vatican walls into the Basilica of St. Peter in the early morning hours on Monday. His body will lie in state until his funeral on Thursday. Tens of thousands of people filed into St. Peter's Basilica to pay their respects to former Pope Benedict XVI. Pope Benedict died on Saturday at the age of 95 in the secluded Vatican monastery where he had lived since his shock resignation in 2013. Marvel actor Jeremy Renner is in critical but stable condition after being injured in an accident while plowing snow. The accident took place on Sunday and the Hawkeye actor is receiving excellent care, media reports said. 51-year-old Renner is a two-time Oscar nominee and has starred in Marvel's Avengers and Captain America films, among others. Let's take a look at all the developments from the world of sports. India expected to begin life beyond Kohli, Rohit and KL Rahul under the leadership of Hardik Pandya on a bold note in T20Is with the three-match series against Sri Lanka beginning in Mumbai tomorrow. Electing to bat first in the second test against Pakistan, New Zealand were 309 for 6 at stumps on day one. Openers Latham and Conway at 134 for the first wicket. Devon Conway scores 122. Cricketer Rishabh Pant has been shifted from the ICU to the private ward of a private hospital in Dehradun following improvement in his condition. However, the pain in his leg persists, said sources. Taking into account recurring injury issues with the Indian cricket team, BCCI decides to reintroduce the yo-yo test along with DEXA scan test as a selection criteria. DEXA test scans body fat percentage. Australian qualifier Alexei Popyrin stuns second seed Felix Auger-Aliassime in the first round of the season-opening Adelaide International. World number 11 Holger Rune also crashes out. And with that, it's a wrap of the day's bulletin. Keep watching Sansad TV for the latest news and updates. Good night.